We gonna go on ahead and start the show, man. Let's go.
Baseline.
Hey, episode 142.
You better know it.
Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother man.
P original, baby.
Yeah, look at P. Yeah, look at P. See, he excited. Look at him. Yeah. Get that off the mic. It's messing with the sound, sir. You gotta just hold it up.
Do it sound funny?
Yes, it does. It does. You got to take that off.
Funny.
Nah, they can't.
Nah,
Pete,
it don't sound funny.
this is what you hear on the mic. This is what you hear on the mic.
You don't hear anything. It's not moving.
That's what you hear, Pete.
You hear you making that noise.
You do. Oh, I ain't gonna do nothing. Move around. Say something. You gonna sit like that with your neck stiff like this the whole show?
Yeah, bruh.
You know what I mean? Huh? That's what you gonna do.
It's an eagle and know how to stay perched where it needs to be.
All right, whatever. Man. Good win, man. I ain't mad at you. Good win. Everybody
Welcome
that was
to the Porch Podcast.
everybody's
Welcome to the Porch Podcast, man.
bother me, you know, that don't bother me, man. I ain't mad at y'all. I don't hate y'all.
Fantastic. Episode number 142, man. Stuck in my way. Stuck in my way.
Stuck in my way.
Right
That's
now,
what we are. We are stuck in my way. I just made that shit up. I don't even know where that came from.
I tell you into that. You're into that. You know what I mean? When the vibe hits you, you don't care how it come out, man.
Right.
Yeah, you're a lot of freestyle on the mile is on your mind, man. So before we get kicked off into that, man, let's give them the thought of the day or the quote of the day.
The quote of the day. You go ahead and read it to him while I munch a little bit.
Okay. All right, y'all. Do not negotiate with stubborn pride, but break it under the hammer of humility, replacing it with love, respect, and forgiveness. All right.
Yeah, I don't know who that author is. Hey, Dom. Welcome, dear. Welcome, Dom.
Dom. Welcome.
Welcome.
Appreciate you here as always. And for anybody else, all who are there, do us one favor. Just click that share button for us. Let everybody know that the brothers from the Porch is here and we're doing our 1-2. Yes. So anyway, that's the thought of the day, the quote of the day, whatever way you want to look at it. You know, like I said, episode number 142, Stuck in My Ways. And that's what we're going to be diving into today, y'all. We're going to be talking about how sometimes in life we can be stuck in our ways. Yep. The question is it necessarily a negative thing or a positive thing, or can it be a situation where it can go both ways? Right.
JK, peace, brother. What's up with you? All right.
My man. Peace, good brother. Welcome back. So, E, how was your weekend, man? You know, how was everything this weekend for you, my brother?
Fresh off the plane. I'm fresh back from Tampa. Went on down to the Eagles game. I mean, I just landed like 2 hours ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the Birds. Good win for y'all. At the same time, I ain't gonna, clap it up for him. I ain't gonna sit here.
What you was doing in Tampa? What happened?
I was watching. I went to Monday Night Football. I went to the game. We all know the Eagles won, man. I went to the game. That's what I did. I'm a Bucks fan, man. I'm a Bucks fan. I salute. I'm not aggressive. I said salute, man.
Aggressive tonight, you know what I mean?
You know what I did. We talked to each other about that a couple times, man. Come on now.
But this
Don't
the
do
porch.
me like that.
I'm not doing you. It's the Porch. You know, everybody don't know you was there, brother. I was just trying to get you.
Oh, nah. You know me.
Give it in great detail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm glad you had a safe flight there and a safe flight back. So did we. You know, the Eagles, we had a safe flight out there. We had a safe flight during the game and a safe flight home. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. That's what we did. But that was the highlight of the weekend. What do you think about Tampa, man? And besides the game, what do you think about the city of Tampa, man?
No, I love that city, man.
Yeah.
I go downtown Tampa. Every time I go down Tampa, I have a ball, man. You know,
Good.
I have a ball, man. Shout out to the residents of Tampa. You know what I mean? I'm not aggressive free. I'm not aggressive. Shout
said
out,
that right.
peace free.
Peace, free,
um,
bro. You saw that? Yeah, he was
mhm,
aggressive, man. Go ahead.
right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
But the
You love
city of
it?
Tampa
Mhm.
is beautiful. You know, off air, I may have a cigar here and there, and they're called Cigar City. They have a high cigar culture there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I look at Tampa as one of those cities that has a little bit of everything. It's like a smorgasbord. You know what I mean? You're not far from two nice beaches, which is St. Petersburg and Clearwater.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Tampa Riverwalk, which gives you that marina river look, that feel, that great, you know, vibe. Then you have Ybor City that gives you a Bourbon Street vibe. You know what I mean?
JK said he don't think they had food down there. My boy hella hungry.
Nah, bro. They had hey, they had food. They had food. What it was is, man, I'm
Hey,
fresh.
yo,
I'm
that, man. Smack
I'm
it.
fresh on the plane. My plane was delayed.
Mm-hmm.
My plane was delayed, but they didn't delay it until we got on and we was on the runway.
Right. You fresh off the plane too.
Yeah,
Not on it.
yeah. Flew right to Trenton too. That's what I did.
Okay. Well, welcome back, man. I'm glad that you were able to make it back home safe and sound. Sound like you had a great time in a great city. Thank you for your hospitality, hosting us. You know what I mean. We ain't gonna stick with it all show. I just wanted to let it be known from the top. You know what I mean. That we did what we needed to do. And as far as my weekend, it was great, as you
That's
can
good.
imagine. It was
Yeah,
a
I'm
great, it was a
glad.
great weekend, as you can imagine. Wet weekend, a wet weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad
Right.
that nonetheless, it was a good weekend.
Now, I want to just say this. Free, you said beautiful downtown area. Needed it here in Trenton. They have a beautiful waterfront area. It's so funny because when I landed, I was on the phone with somebody. I was having a conversation, and I was explaining to them, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Explaining to them that that's exactly what's needed here. You know, the vibe of that, everything. We have everything in place to have the same exact vibe as they have there. You know what I mean? But we just got to do it. It's on us to do it, though. You know. So.
Yeah, I think that whether you had the honor and the privilege of being able to, and we kind of talked about these things in previous episodes,
Hey,
of being
sis.
able to get downtown. Peace, sis. Welcome back, bro. What's going on,
Chef
Chef? I see you in
Chef
the building.
Val Williams. Let's clap it up for the chef.
I see you in the building. Welcome back, brother. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
I need a salmon
You
burger
know,
soon. You know.
for those who never got a chance to see it,
Right.
it was an amazing time to have the city of downtown Trenton to be open. And I think that the other side of it too is once you visit these other places and you know the potential of where you come from, you know the potential of home,
Right.
you visualize it being something that you would like to be able to, regularly kind of attend. And we talked about a lot of the different things that was once before. The funniest thing about it is the place itself is still there. It's not like
Right.
downtown no longer exists. It's not like
Right.
somebody picked it up and took it somewhere else. Some of the things that were operating and some of the stores or other places that are down there, aren't
Right.
operating in the same capacity. But I agree
Mhm.
with you, E. I don't think that it's beyond our reach
Right.
with collective effort, man, by those who can make it happen.
Right.
I don't see why we can't get back to that.
Well,
So
it's exactly what Free just said in the
what's
comments.
that?
He said,
What's that?
I need great leadership with vision, Kings. And it's funny, bro, that came up in that same conversation as well. It's like, it was almost like I was on the phone with you, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? But it's almost exactly the things that I was saying, you know. It came to the point, and this is beautiful for the topic. Like, for those who don't know, I'm gonna put it back on the screen. This was the Porch Podcast, episode 142, stuck in my way, like as you know.
Hmm.
And sometimes as a city, we're stuck in our own way as a whole. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I said it's like, let's use for example, right?
Hmm.
I asked the question. I said, why don't we do things in the city here, right?
Hmm.
And why do they not believe we can have it, right? And you
Hmm.
got a lot of people, not leadership, to say this, and they could say it too, because I'm not in the rooms. I'm not gonna act like I am. But some people to say, "Oh, we won't know how to act." And if you sit back and you look at it, it's not always true.
Right.
You look at First Fridays, for example. It's always a good vibe down there for First Fridays. Their complaint was that people were coming down, and they were bringing their own drinks and things of that nature, and they didn't have don't bring your coolers, don't bring all that. It's on the flyer right now, and no disrespect to the
Absolutely.
smokehouse and nothing like that.
Nah.
But the truth of the matter is, people are the reason why that happens. Let's say on the first
Fats, peace, bro. Welcome
peace,
back,
brother,
sir.
peace, brother.
Hmm.
The reason why that happens that way is because it's not done enough. See,
Hmm.
down there in Tampa, I was on the phone with you, bro. I was in Ybor City, walking through. It's spelled Ybor, but it's pronounced Ybor City. Walking through,
Hmm.
having a cigar.
Hmm.
That's every day.
Right.
So it's not out the norm. So
Right.
it's sometimes when we have certain things that's I could say quote unquote for out the norm,
Hmm.
we tend to do a little extra because it's not the same thing that we're used to. But if having the leadership and just put it together and actually have it and say we're going to do this no matter what, people become a what I say it all the time, a product of their environment. If it's not in the
Yeah.
environment enough,
Yeah.
then you will have people act out of character sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
I see it.
Nah, I mean,
You know what I mean,
listen, bro. You've seen it work.
right,
It's hard to, you know what I mean. Like if you, for those of the youth who have never seen it, function in a particular type of way, they all they have is our experiences, right, and our different stories of what took place. Free made a powerful point as always. We're
right,
stuck in our own way. We stay aligned with old practices,
right,
fearful
right.
of going to a place in era they've never been.
Absolutely.
So when you look at it from the perspective of, like you said, kind of getting out of your own way and
Right,
out of your old ways, it requires, in my opinion, a multitude of things. But one
right.
main thing it requires is an ability to be stronger than your fear, right?
Absolutely. There it is.
So that right there within itself. So whether you've ever experienced it or not, you're the young man or the young woman who's heard about Heritage Day and other different, times that took place downtown Trenton. You know that you would like to have a good time where you currently reside. It's about
Right,
what you would like to experience.
right,
You don't have to continuously live in our past and our experiences. Ask yourself the question, why can't we come together and actually bring it all together and make it happen? Like, ask those questions. Once you answer that, then I think that you can get out of your own way. And people who are stuck in their ways will see that there is a movement of things taking place, and they will get on board.
right.
They will get on board, or at the very least, they will get out of the way and not prevent you from doing the thing that you know that can be great.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. I agree. I agree.
So that's why I agree with the leadership thing. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Leadership. Oh, leadership is the main ingredient.
Hmm.
You can't do it without proper leadership, and people they gotta wanna do it. You know what I mean? Like leadership and vision. You know, we can't continue to do the same practice. It's like. Do you remember? Let me ask you this, bro. Do you ever remember why they took Heritage Day away and why it never came back?
No, I don't have like specific details on why it no longer took place, but I gotta say that it was more than just, I think, what's thought on the surface of it being something that, it had different negative things that was transpiring and all of that. I think it was more to it.
Right,
It was definitely more to it. It was a political involvement involved with it, obviously, because these things happen or don't happen primarily because of those things. So
right,
I can't give you that. Free may know more about why the reason why they didn't continue to have Heritage Day.
right.
I'm not quite sure of that. Free, if you know specifics on that, bruh, please leave it in the comments. And also, I like to see what you got here. You said you want to give us a jewel. Joke was raised to be a part of the last Cigar Sunday.
Yeah,
How about they sat down, talked to, shown we change security, and we keep Cigar Sundays going. All right,
right,
so I think that just for me to give clarity in what I think you were saying in that is that, you know what I mean. You got to show that there has been modifications made
right,
to these things since then. So even if you have uh, some reserve against certain things happening because you're fretful of what may take place, once you make the adjustments,
right,
you know what I mean, acknowledge that and make sure that you promote that as well.
right.
So I agree with that wholeheartedly. You
Mm-hmm.
know. I just think if the right people put the right things in place, it happens. And if you
Absolutely.
don't get their support, then I think it's a little bit more difficult. Whoever those people are,
Right.
So.
Right.
But being stuck in your ways, I think, goes back to a word that you used earlier, bruh, and that you use as well, Free, in terms of practices.
Yeah.
Practices, in my opinion, regardless of wherever you use the concept of being stuck in a particular way, it develops over a time of practice.
Right.
And practice is merely just you doing something in a repetitive state
It's a habit.
over and over and over again. It's basically a habit,
Yeah, it's a
right?
habit. Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference in that situation, in my opinion, when you apply it across the board. If you practice saying that something can't happen enough, then you'll never be able to see how it can.
Well, that's the thing too. It was I can't forget. I can't remember the author name, but it was a book called, I think, The Power of Habit. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a yellow cover with red writing. Um, and that book was explaining how if you change your habit,
Mm-hmm. I read
your
one
life
of
would
them, something
change.
like that too. Yeah,
Your
Atomic
life would
Habits is
change.
the one I read.
Atomic Habits is the same way. And
Yeah,
that focused a lot on um, self destruction with
absolutely.
Atomic
Peace, cuz.
Habits.
Thanks for
You know what I mean?
stopping by.
Peace,
Thanks for showing
cuz.
love, cuz.
Yep, peace, cuz. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
So
Yes, sir. Okay, Mo Black. What's happening, bro? Welcome back.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's that. Mo, what's good, bruh? So that's pretty much um how it is. But the power of habit, I think, back in the day, I read the little sample. It was a lady. She was overweight, smoked cigarettes, did all that. She started eating right, stopped smoking. Next thing you know, she was running marathons. You know, when we were creating, we became human beings. We had dominion over everything. And the biggest thing we have dominion over is habits. And habits connect to choices. And choices connect to results, as we know.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
No
So
question.
if you change your habits,
Mm-hmm.
change your choices,
Yep.
that all comes with, like Free said in the beginning, leadership and vision. You're the leader. You should be the leader of your life.
Right.
That's having knowledge of self and understanding who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have a better vision for yourself.
Absolutely.
But it often
Absolutely.
begins and make you believe because you have to be in a different environment to see it. And people don't always be in those type of environments to see it, to believe. And they don't. That's why it's good to travel. That's why, you asked me a question, how was the city of Tampa? And you knew off air we talked about this, how much I love that city.
No question.
Not because I'm a Bucks fan, just the vibe of it, the energy of it. It's a beautiful thing, man. Real beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think two things. First and foremost, bro, I want to acknowledge this too right here with Free is saying. He said they scream funding. They still are now. As he said, it's moving so quickly. All right, it scrolled down and I can't catch it anymore. But basically, I think what
It
he was
said,
alluding
I
to,
could read it for you. It said they scream funding. Yeah, they scream funding.
okay,
They still are now. As E said, it's easier to say we can't. It's unsafe. We can't handle. No, we can. We must. We will. Failure or victory is by design. Leadership. And
my
he hits it on the nail. It's easier to say we can't do something because they don't want it to happen.
right.
That's all
right,
it is.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. And that's why I said Free said put his lessons back on the dresser. E.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
That's right. That's
No,
right.
but what
You know it, big bro.
understand more than anything else, man, is that the reason why, once again, I think that we think that it can't. It's easy to say what you can't do and not apply effort.
Bruh.
It's easy to say what you can accomplish and just say, if you say it, then I
Right.
don't have to act on it, right? If I tell you, now we can't do that. For some people, you don't even have to offer up a reason why.
Yeah.
Some people, they're comfortable with you telling them it can't be done.
Yeah.
For
And
those
it's
of us that it's happened or witnessed it being done before, that's not enough deterrent for us to not try to make it happen.
and what's annoying, what's even more annoying in these type of situations is it's like people don't even try to practice the cheat code. And what I mean by that is this. In certain things in life, people sometimes want results of different things, but they want to do it fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
No
Microwave
disrespect.
world.
Yeah, no
Now,
disrespect to anybody who may have had a surgery for their health to lose weight. You know what I mean? Some people had to have these surgeries, and some people just wanted quick results. You know what I mean? That's just how it is, right? What we're talking about, people don't even attempt the cheat code to even try the things. They just say, like Free was saying, they just say, no, we can't do it. We ain't getting no money for this. But then you go, the governor don't want to give. And that could be true. The state don't want to give us no money for this and that because they looking at it as a lot. That's a whole different conversation. Are they going to do the right thing with the money? Sometimes you get what I'm saying. You never know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not saying it comes for that. It has to come for that. But basically, it all goes to really wanting something to happen. Because when they want something to happen, it happens. For
Oh yeah.
example, as you know, bro, back in the day, we had the commons, right?
No question. No question.
Once they ripped the street up and the buses can come straight down State Street no more,
Yeah, it changed the
the
dynamics
commons
of
never
yeah.
existed anymore.
Nah. Nope. Nope.
It no longer existed. You know,
Nope.
I always tell people all the time, like I just explained, like similar to Tampa. I looked at it like this: Ybor City, that could be downtown Trenton, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Over there, where the Thunder Field is, and Waterfront Park,
Right.
that's supposed to be Riverwalk.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
and the beaches is the beaches. We already got the shore right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Everything is in line to do what
Yeah.
you need to do, what we need to
Yeah.
do.
That's how you know it's internal.
That's exactly because it's
That's
not
how
like the
very thing.
dynamics is not set up. If you
No.
ever, I tell people all the time, if you make the Riverwalk an area in Trenton where people can actually come and let's say they have shops, they have dinners, nobody will never come. That's not true. When Kathmandu was Kathmandu, you had people coming from everywhere, Lambertville, Princeton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Down here and down in the area, different areas like Burleson. You know what I mean? Because that's the one part. The one part, I'm gonna be honest, because if you're not from Trenton, you have some people have a fear of it. You don't even have to touch the city to come into that area.
Yeah.
All major highways lead to you right there. We'll say that this is fear there, but when Bruce Springsteen showed up at the arena, which is a Jersey guy, shout out to Bruce, you know what I mean? Clap it up for him.
Yeah.
Man, it sold out.
Yeah. I don't
I ain't
think
never seen that many people. Or when Derek Jeter came for the Thunder.
Yeah. Nah, man. It's easy. It's easy, bro. It's easy to tell a person it can't be done if they already believe it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're not talking people out of it being done here in the city. You're having a tougher time talking them into it.
Right. That's it.
It's
That's what I'm
simple.
saying.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not like it's a bunch of people that's out there, advocating for these things to take place. And
Right.
then all of a sudden they're being shut down. No. Anytime a whisper of it comes up, there's somebody there to be able to squash the whisper and say, well, we thought about it, or it came up in the last meeting, or the next, town hall or next event where you can come together collectively.
Right.
Y'all come there and present this as something that y'all want.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that people don't do it because I'm not there to be able to say that. What
Yeah.
I'm gonna say is that the present is demanding enough for it to be something that stays on the table.
They will let the PGs come through though. They will let them come. I'm just being honest. You know, I'm not. I'm just being honest. I'm not even being a jokester right there with that.
As a DJ, timing has to be like a special technique for you guys.
Yeah.
When it comes to that one particular element of UE, I don't think
Yeah.
you can fight it. I
Right.
think it has to show up. What you say, what you say, free, we
Yeah.
have to invest in our image first.
Absolutely, sir.
People fear our city.
Hmm.
We need a media outlet to illuminate how beautiful our city is.
Right.
Then we get people, organizations, and philanthropists to what? Invest. Very good
Exactly.
point. Very good point.
Exactly.
I agree with that. I'm gonna say this about the situation. I think once again, all of these things that we're talking about is either promoted or self-sabotage within internally.
Yep.
I think that you do have people who have a desire to make an effort to be able to illuminate this wonderful city that we grew up in, right? For those who grew up in the city. However, I think that the efforts aren't as big as they used to be because you have a lot of individuality going on. You have a lot of self-serving situations transpiring.
Right.
You got a lot of stuck in my way mentality
Absolutely.
situations that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants one thing, but everybody can't get on one accord to make it together. That means it's not the thing.
Right.
It's the people, right?
It's the people.
If we all want to see heritage, they're using that as an example, come back. And you have people who remember it, don't remember it, people who were grown, who were children and experienced it, who
Right.
want to experience it. If the target and the objective is a collective thing, then
Right.
that means that means that it's not being promoted or not being fought for collectively.
Right.
And that's why I keep saying it's internal.
Well, absolutely. I remember me and Free spoke upon this off air before. About the way we save and invest our city is invest in our own city. You know, it was a program we was trying to. He was schooling me on about, you know, some of these buildings, investing in some of these buildings and turning them into things. You know what I mean, and making
Hmm.
things happen and turning them actually. Like shout out to Elijah with the Orchard House restaurant. You know what I mean, where people can go down there, they can have these smoothies, they eat healthy, they can. It's almost like our own Starbucks. You know what I mean? And if I'm not mistaken, when Free was running his campaign, that was his campaign headquarters. You know,
Hmm.
um, and that those type of places, we had more people and individuals doing things of that nature. Then you'll see the investing in it. Like for example, a lot of times when we go over to Philly and we used to go eat, we would go eat at not the chain restaurants. It would be like Warm Daddies, Miss Tootsie's,
Hmm. Hmm.
places that were there. That's why you got to shout out places like the Big Easy and things of that
Absolutely.
nature. You know, that
Absolutely.
have restaurants here and and do stuff of that nature to grow. You know, even your local business owners like your regular barbers and that they have their own shop. You know, I go see
Hmm.
Walt every week. We all know that. You know what I mean? But these are the type of people to save the community. Now, these are the individuals that type of people that I see, like we talk about, to invest in yourself. However, the question is with leadership, you got to ask the question, the hard questions to leadership. When you running for campaign, when you running for office, do you want to win or do you want to help? And
Wow.
that's the real question.
Wow.
Do you want to win the election or do you
Hmm.
want to help the community?
Awesome question. Awesome question.
Because at
Yeah,
the end of
I
the
definitely
day,
think so.
at the end of
Hmm.
the day, you
Hmm.
know, we may have the same administration at time. We may have at some point we have a whole new city council now and things of that nature. But everybody, whenever they're running for office, and this
Hmm.
is not a slight against anybody, always speaks on how they want to make the community better. But we're not even attempting things. This is
Yeah.
this is this is my question. That's why I asked
Yeah.
the question: do you want to win or do you really want to help?
No, that's an excellent question too. And
That's it.
I think that honestly speaking, unless you have some kind of, hidden agenda or, some self-serving kind of agenda, I would say that most people are going to say, well, as I'm running for office, I want to do both.
Right.
The
But you
reality,
just said it. As I'm running for office.
right. So I'm what I'm going to say on that is that in the grand scheme of all of it, your question is perfect.
Yeah. Nah, I
Right?
knew what you was going with
Your,
it.
your
Yeah.
your question your question is perfect because I'm not going to say that it's not a possibility to be able to do both. What I am going to say is anybody who knows that they want to be in a position to be able to change, you got to know what changes or what needs to be changed.
Right.
You're not going to understand how to change the dynamics of things unless you got your finger on the pulse of the city
Right.
or you got your finger on the pulse of the problem, right?
Right.
And change doesn't necessarily always have to come because there's an issue, right?
Right.
Like I say all
Hmm.
the time, E, you ain't got to be doing bad to do better. You can be doing good to do great.
Exactly.
Sometimes we got to realize that, and we have to implement the things that's going to be able to make a difference because of the fact that we're not looking from it from a self-serving perspective, right? We're not stuck in our ways, right? Because being stuck in my ways isn't going to help the future.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
stuck in my ways isn't going to help the future because if I'm stuck in my ways, then I'm not open
Right.
to other ways that can make things different.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So I've already went through life and going through life my way. If I want to help other people, I have to be open to other ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think those things can be accomplished if we continuously
You
move forward and open up for it.
you said something that really same thing Coach Brown was talking about when he took that loss to Oregon. You know, you just said you don't have to lose to get better, right?
That's
So
absolutely
everybody
right.
kept trying to make him say that he needed this loss to humble him. If you look at his post game, I don't know if you've seen his post game report, but it
Mm-hmm.
was about 10 minutes long, and they kept talking to him, and he was like, "It was like, do you find this humbling?" It was like it was just a good old fashioned butt kicking, like. That's what happened. We got ourselves handed to us. You go out there to win the game. They were the better team today. That's all. You know? And then they kept trying to get him to do it. He was like, you don't have to lose to learn, man. You can learn while you're winning. Like, I don't understand why y'all keep asking me this. You know what I mean? And then he made the comment again to make them understand. If my confidence bothers you, then that's something you got to deal with within yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And like Free saying right now, things are built on consistency as well, right?
Right.
See, win, lose, or draw, if you active, you got to stay active.
Right.
There is no active as long as it's a situation where I may be in a position to be, in the public eye, or I may be the winner, so to speak.
Right.
You have to be active at all times. That's why when you get the people that's saying that they're running for something, one of the first things people do is they look at their track record and history of what they do. Not only what they can bring to the table, but what have they done before leading up to that. Like he said in the comment here, like Big Brother said, you have power brokers who don't want to change here. Poverty benefits this group, okay? It says they keep things as they are. Right, okay? Elijah was my campaign manager. And when they lost, they literally disappear. How do you ask to lead, lose, then no longer care? Great question. How do you ask to lead, lose, and then no longer care?
Because they didn't care about helping. They just wanted to win.
Okay. So
that's what it is. The answer to that question. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so when, before we get too much deeper into this conversation, and definitely we're going to continue, I want to let y'all know that since we're talking about different events, whether it be downtown Trenton and all the things that we're discussing, if you guys are in the business of looking for someone who could take care of all of your event planning needs, me and E happen to know somebody. Check him out. Listen, whether it's your first or your 50th birthday, that 25 years of service, if not more, retirement party, or the day that you and the love of your life share vows to become one, let Front and Center Events take care of all of your event planning needs. Sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy the show, where they truly keep you at the front and center of it all. That's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there today and get that party booked. Back to the show.
Front and Center Events.
Absolutely. Snacks, I see you in the building, sis. First and foremost, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hey, sis, how you doing? You're right.
And I see what you said. The heart wasn't pure. The heart wasn't pure. Elaborate, E. What do you think on that situation as well, bro?
About what?
The heart being pure. So I
already. Well, action speaks louder than words. That's why I asked the question. So that's what I was already speaking on, because I knew Free was going to answer, but it's the truth. If you're passionate, and like Sis is saying, their heart wasn't pure. If you're passionate about something, losing don't make you stop doing it.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? That's why most of your professional athletes, the ones that you see passionate about, team leaders, you got people like LeBron. LeBron took a long time before, he got the championship, even when he went to Miami. Listen, think about MJ. When everybody always talk about, right, yeah, man, people keep forgetting that Mike lost a lot. Well, the ones that hate Mike. Mike lost a lot before he started winning. The fact is, it never changed his passion for the game. Once he start winning, he start winning. Absolutely. That's what you admire. It's not about the fact that he just won 6 championships. It's the fact win, lose, draw. I just kept rolling because I knew I was going to get there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Primo, absolutely, Primo. We definitely will.
Primo.
Yeah. No, that's the point right there, and that's why you say sometimes like it takes certain things to be able to. And it's not about exposing a person, but sometimes, like you were saying before, bruh, it takes certain experiences for you to find out who you are and what you truly want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some people who are born to be leaders, and you got some people who are born to be supporting cast.
Right.
And even those people are born to be more of a supporting cast. Their role is predefined, but if they do it to the best of their ability, a lot of times everyone else gets to benefit from their efforts.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
We had a whole show about Scotty.
Yeah.
We had a whole show about Scotty. Scotty was supposed to be the number one supporting cast member for Michael Jordan. He was, right?
Right.
Because when he became the leader, he didn't even want to take that last shot. Well, he won. He went and sat down. The shot was
Yeah.
made for was designed for Tony Kukoc, but still, as a leader, sometimes you got to know. I remember watching something. I'm just using basketball because everybody know my love for that game. I was watching the video one time where they was showing LeBron. He had the ball. He came. He was dribbling. This is him Cleveland days. One of these games. The double team came on him. He dipped it to Kyrie. Kyrie hit the game winner. But the whole thing about it was they said LeBron made the best play, but because he didn't take the shot, he'd be criticized and say he ain't aggressive enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it all depends. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you and that and it goes back when I just said, do you want to win or do you want to help? In that aspect, do you want to be the star or do you want to win? And he knew that was the best play to win.
Right.
It goes a little different there. So in politics, some people just want to be the star. They want to win to walk through and say, "Oh, there's the council person, the mayor, some cities got aldermen, but what are they really doing?" Like I said, like Lalo Brown on the barbershop, the movie The Barbershop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He want to be a star.
Yeah. You always remember that guy, man. That must be in your movie.
No, he was a crook. He was just crooked, bro. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I know. You be like Lalo Brown. You know.
Lalo Brown. That's a funny. Listen. Lalo Brown name. I don't know where it came from, but you sometimes if you look at some of the old school people, they would say, especially the mom from the Brothas, he was low down. They would say he was low down. I mean, he was a dirty dude, man. He was low down. You know what I mean? So that's why I laugh at the name Lalo Brown.
Right. So like you were saying, those snaps, it's kind of building up. It's kind of what he was touching on a little bit as well, as far as the supporting role or those who are there,
Right.
and self-serving, or either in a situation where the extent of what they want to do is connected to their celebrity,
Right.
right? Or how they look, So like you said, people be opportunists. You know what I mean? Some people don't want to be in the public eye. Like myself, I'd rather be anonymous. And I'm be honest with you, whether you known or unknown, it's about being effective or ineffective or ineffective, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. So even if they never see you, if they never see your face, and you get things done for people, that is more valuable than the person that is always in front of a camera, always in front of a microphone, that isn't putting any kind of work in or making a difference. So I'd rather you be anonymous and effective than loud and not making nothing happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's why Scotty was so important. Like you said, Snakes. But to be pimpy, you still win depending on what your team you're.
Right.
He won on the Bulls. You understand what I'm saying? But some people want to just be the star. They don't care about what's best for the team. You know what I mean? Mike wasn't about just being the star. He just knew who he was. He knew he was the most dominant person. Same thing as Kobe. You often hear Kobe say, if Shaq would have trained as much as he trained, he by far been the best basketball player ever. Easy. You know what I mean? Easy. Yeah. And these people that put this time in, you don't have to ask this question. Do they, I'd ask, do they want to win or do they want to help? Do they want to help and win in sports, so you can't use it. But in politics, some people just want to win. Just to say, just to build their resume. You know what I mean? Just to say that, oh, I was the mayor of the city of whatever. You know what I mean? So they could try to get to the governor's mansion in that state, and maybe become in Congress and Senate. You know what I mean? So you gotta have your intentions have to be correct, and that's basically what we all talking about. You have to be correct. You have to have good train of thought. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier in the show, and Free told me to put it back on the dresser. It's about choices. Choices leads to, results. And sometimes not being stuck in your way, you got to make the choice to stop doing things the way you used to. That's all.
So one of the things I would say to anybody who has an interest, right? Because I think that's where it starts at. The passion is developed, in my opinion, once you start doing the real work.
Right.
I think you develop passion when you get your hands dirty and you start doing the real work. I think interest develops first. You become interested in things first, right?
Right.
Because of that, as you develop that passion for what you're doing, you start to look for any way that you can contribute, which is what
Right.
I think we were referring to when it came to the Scottie Pippen effect.
Right.
Yes, yes, I came from an environment where I was the main focal point, the man, the
Right.
guy, and I went and I joined a team with someone who was already there, presently filling that role, and I had a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
I had a choice to make. I had to either make a decision to be a star somewhere else, or be here and be disgruntled, or find my place here, be a difference maker, and contribute to things that can make it better, a better
Like LeBron,
overall
yeah.
for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like everybody, like all of them guys
Mm-hmm.
that took their role.
Right.
So the point in the situation, though, just looking at it from the perspective of what Sis is saying in terms of the pure hearted, most of those people,
Right.
they wind up running not because they necessarily want the position, but they look around and they realize that there is no one willing to do what they're willing to do, the
Right.
work that they're willing to put in. And you know what? They turn around and say, you know what? Even though I like to play the background, I see that if I don't do this,
Right.
then it won't happen. I can't,
Right.
I mean, most of those, you got so many people who would rather endorse a person who wants to be in the public eye that way, right?
Right.
That has built themselves up to be out there, to be in front of the cameras and be in front of the microphones. And they work from the background to be able to give them support, insight, and information, and wisdom and encouragement to be able to help them build the ultimate, like they did with the Bulls and these other teams, the ultimate outcome. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that you need those people. And this is why when we talk about being stuck in your ways, that's the main thing for me. There's nothing wrong with having key core principles and values and different ways to go about doing things that should stay intact.
Right.
But you
That's
do, like Free saying as well, you do have to get to a point where you do become humble enough
right.
to know that not to know that being stuck in your way ain't gonna be how you be effective. It's about having your core principles and also being open to other ways that can make a
So
difference.
so basically, what we've broken down this whole episode, and a lot of things being stuck in the way in mind states is a lot of people that hold position wanted just that's just exactly what they wanted, the position and the title, but they don't
Right,
necessarily want to be a leader. They just want the
right.
position and the title
The
because
prestige and
if you
the
ever
glorification, yeah.
if you ever notice real great leaders that affected America, America was afraid of them because they didn't hold a title. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could look at somebody as recent as Nipsey Hussle.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Look what he was doing where he was from. You know what I mean? And we know how his situation happened, but he still would have became a fear. Or my man from that was a Black Panther had the whole movie about him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Can't think his name right now because I'm just I was just eating.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't want him to live. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or
Hmm.
even Dr. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. Like these people were leaders before they had a title.
Right,
Because like it's a whole stew. Like Snack said, it was pure in their heart to be that way. You
right,
know what I mean?
right. And even if you look at it, the
Right,
interest is
right,
there.
Snacks, right. They just wanted to be a boss. Leaders and bosses is different. That's it. That sums up everything. Everything right
Ab-
there.
Absolutely. But once again, because we're talking about being stuck in your ways,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of what it takes too is we have to understand that you can't be stuck in anything in progress.
Right.
Those words don't even go together. How do you stuck
Exactly.
in something and
And
progressing
you
at the
grow
same
like
time?
that. That's the conversation we was basically talking about. Cause,
Exactly.
cause it's a saying that sometimes you could sometimes somebody could be dropping a jewel on you and telling you, hey, listen, man, I care about you and I see what you're trying to do, and I think if you change this or change that, and that person might look at them and say, you know what, I know you right, but I'm just stuck in my way, man. That's not what I want to do. I'm just stuck in my. I want to do it, and don't realize you just agreed and know that's a better way.
Hmm.
But then you turn around and say some dumb shit like, I'm just stuck in my way, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I just think that over time,
Yeah.
what we do is we start to, once again, fight off certain changes.
Right.
I think we fight off change because sometimes we think that it needs to be in our time, in our design.
Right.
That's the difference. This is why when music changes, we resist against it first.
Right.
When other things
Right.
change, what I mean,
Right.
different styles of dress and all these, when these things change, we resist against it. We resist against these things because a lot of times we don't want to be open-minded to the expression of why these things change. You know, what's different in the world now to make that different?
Yeah.
I think that we can come together collectively and understand the benefit of a lot of different things.
Right.
The- that's not the tough part. I think the toughest part for us is getting on one accord with each other outside of what we think our old ways will allow us to do.
Right.
This is why when she
Well.
made the statement about the situation dealing with fear, and this is why I went back to the term we used earlier, practices.
Right.
Fear will keep you from practicing something new.
What did you see? Did you see what Snack said in the comments? Stuck equals fear.
Come on, sis, you talking that talk. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
all it
She
is.
said that stuck equals fear. The
That's what it
fear of
does.
the unknown.
That's it.
The fear of the
That's
unknown.
it.
That's why people who are pure hearted, who are born leaders,
Mm-hmm.
become bosses of the teams of a lot of things, but they're
Mm-hmm.
pure leaders and pure hearted, right? They already know the outcome. They vision them holding the
Absolutely.
Lombardi. They vision
Yeah.
them holding that NBA Finals
Yeah.
trophy, or
Yeah,
they
but you know
already
what they
see.
be.
Some
You
of
know
them
what they
already
vision
seeing what
before
they
that too?
tan. They already see they tan jacket in the Hall of Fame. Shout out
But
to
you know,
Rondé Barber. But go ahead. I'm just
absolutely.
yeah.
But you know what they vision before that?
What?
The work.
Yeah. Well, they
The
know.
work,
That's what I'm saying.
the work, the double session
Yeah.
practices. No, no, I agree with you. But like I said, it's easy. Most people visualize the victory.
Right.
Most people visualize what the wind looks like, the
Right.
confetti falling from the sky.
Right.
What they don't visualize is the 5 o'clock in the morning get up so I can
The
run.
leaders do.
The two or three, the leaders do. Now
Yeah.
here's the thing though. But what we're talking about is the overall body of people, right? The leaders get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not hard, right? That's not a difficult concept for them to understand because most leaders
Right.
understand that I got to do more than the average person do because I want to be above average.
Right.
I want to be, the difference between being ordinary and extraordinary is extra.
Extra. Yeah. You gotta do the extra work.
You're extraordinary. I'm literally the words
You gotta do that.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that. Most of the time when you understand how that moves and how that is, you become open-minded to different things. You become open-minded, like Dom is saying, to the reality that you need to be in the position to be around other people like-minded like you and make sure you're accountable for yourself. If you're not going to be accountable for yourself and you're going to move out of fear, or if your practices are going to be capped by the things that you think that you can't do, then that's exactly what's going to happen. And so that's why we don't have the things like this. We don't have it, not because it's not possible. There ain't no way you can get on a plane and fly all the way to Tampa and see a downtown that's fully operational like that, and there's no way we can do it here. Or you can get in your car and drive to Philadelphia and it's a downtown South Street that's running and operating like it ain't nothing. Or go to New York and it's, come on, man. So that comes down to what? Practices, fear, limitations.
Leave that powder alone too. That's what you gotta do. That's exactly what you gotta do. You gotta leave. I'm just saying, P. Don't act like powder didn't end up in some of these
I don't have anything to do with that. I don't
supposedly
know.
leadered rooms.
I'm
That
not
ashtray
doing that.
comes through.
Wow.
What
Wow.
was
E,
it was
you bold, man.
Washington D.C. What was his name, man?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
the mayor,
know
man,
about
that
it.
got caught in the room and then Mayor Barry, what was his name? The D.C. Mayor cocaine. That's what I'm gonna type in.
Why? We're making such great progress.
No, I'm
Are
using
you
it
now-
for example, man.
You're now doing a Google search on the
I can't remember his name.
yeah, right there. Right
Marion Barry. Marion Barry.
OMG.
Marion Barry.
Exactly, free. Yo.
Mary,
Everybody,
I'm
like,
talking. Y'all don't remember Marion Barry? Everybody remember the Marion Barry? What happened? He got caught. His exact words on the tape. Bitch, you set me up. Remember? And then he won another term. If I'm lying, I'm flying, man. If I'm lying, I'm flying. That's all I'm saying to you. Come on now.
Goody.
Come on. I'm great. I'm great. I'm just telling you. No, my point is this. He was stuck in his way. He made the change.
Okay.
And he got a second term. Let's clap it up for that. Marion Barry.
And he won again.
And he won again. Right, Free? Come on, man. All right, so come on now.
Please don't support this big brother. Please get him. This guy, man, he was doing so well, y'all.
I'm
Well,
still doing well, P. We just asked the question. This is what we asked the question of in the beginning of the show. Being stuck
we
in your
are. You
way.
know what? We are
No,
on the
we
porch.
asked
We are on the porch.
being stuck in your way. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
No, no. All jokes and smoke aside.
Right, sis. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it
Yeah,
don't take away from his heart.
yeah,
It was a stigma that was put on him
yeah,
because he was becoming too powerful. And what did he
yeah.
say? Bitch, you set me up right on the tape.
So, so in the grand scheme, okay, yeah, it's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We're not making it up. So it's about being effective, right? It's about it
Right.
being bigger than you, and about you having, a reason, not just an agenda, but an actual reason for why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
If you don't have a reason for why you're doing it, it's not of the pure heart, then you're gonna have a hard time pretending to be,
Right.
somebody that can make a serious change. But you asked the right question earlier.
But that's the thing. I say it and I see Snacks and Free both saying, but what did he doing off? No, that I'm 100% agreeing with y'all. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, even with his misfalls and even what people try to judge him on, that's all they try to judge him on. And I also stated earlier in the show, when America sees a leader doing too well, especially of us, of our descent, right,
Say it.
right, of our, we doing it's always some type of setup and some type of situation. That's how you know the power is there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know the power is there, man.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And like Free said, he brought great change.
He brought great change.
Great change, resources, and opportunities to his city.
What
You know,
was he mayor when they changed? I because my timeline when they actually changed the name from the Bullets to the Wizards. Because you remember they wanted to remove the from them being the Washington Bullets to the Washington Wizards
I remember that. I don't remember
because
the exact
of the
time.
stigma against the city.
Yeah.
Because now that you think about it, why was they called the Bullets?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The owner,
Right,
whoever the owner, decided to name him that. But the fact that it was a reflection of the city, and it caught enough attention for them to say, no, we need to change that because they represent that basketball team represents the city and make the adjustment. That's what matters, you know. And they looked at it. Something that people probably just was like, oh, don't nobody care what the name of a basketball team is. No, you got kids that's out there watching these athletes. You got other fans. I'm going to the Bullets game tonight. When they changed from that to to the Wizards. Shout out to Merlin. It was a different situation.
right.
So
Shout out to Merlin.
you know, but uh, but yeah, you know what I mean. Once again, another one of those situations where we look back at the history of it now, and we can remember. Unfortunately, most of the time when you think about that particular mayor's name, it's associated with the one negative thing.
Right.
It's not pretty much so much associated with the positives that he did. And even though he had that issue, he still did some more. He probably did more positive than the people who was never brought up on that situation than they ever did. So
I just answered my own question. When they changed the name, he wasn't in office at the time. Um, as any, because he actually was. Marion Barry was in the office. They said a Democrat Barry has served 3 tenures of the council of the District of Columbia, representing as an at-large member from 75 to 79, and Ward 8 from 93 to 95, and again from '05 to 14. That's how you know that his heart was so pure. Because look at the gaps of between the time that he served. 70s, the 90s, and the 2000s.
yeah, I mean, probably as a product of that environment, man, you got a chance to see a lot of different things. You got a chance to see a lot of different things that he knew firsthand.
Right.
And once again, I think sometimes what we got to remember is everybody that's in those positions don't necessarily want to be in the public eye, but when they look around and they don't see anybody else who
They
they can
step in and
actually
do it.
support or endorse, they turn around and they do it.
Right.
So that's that. But bro, I want to get into a couple questions, man. I'm gonna do some would you rather this week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Mm. Welcome to another episode of Would You Rather, where P is going to ask me a serious questions and I'm going to rather this or rather that. So right now, I'm going to stop the music and my voice will be back. Let's go. Would you rather? I'm here. Let's go.
Like you said, man, I'm gonna ask him a series of different questions. I'm gonna answer some of them myself. Please leave them in the comment or answer them. Leave your answers in the comments as well. So we get right into it, man. Would you rather live in a country where the government always does the right thing, or live in a country where you are the ruler?
It's a catch-22. I could be the ruler because I'm going to lead it the right way. But at the same time, if I'm in my introverted ways where I don't want to be seen, because I would probably really, really want to just be in that country where the government did the right thing all the time, and I'm just chilling, you know.
So it sounds like to me that's your answer.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I'm gonna say I would rather be in the country where the government always does the right thing,
Right.
because I don't need to rule for it to be right.
Right.
I don't have to rule for it to be right. It kind of is like, once again, one of those things we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about me being in that position, and being recognized for it, or is it about me in there actually making a change? If I came in there and it was a situation where nobody else wanted to kind of rule the country or govern the country, then I would step into that role if there was nobody else to be able to fill it. And I just wanted them to see change. But for the most part, I'm comfortable with the government that always does the right thing.
Right.
All right. Would you rather live in a future where people take everything too seriously,
Nah.
or a future where people don't take anything seriously? It's a little bit trickier.
Yeah, I need balance, B. If I wish I like, if I don't want neither one of them, I just want it to be balanced. That's my answer. I can't no rather this, rather that. I ain't answering that one, man. What I gotta do? Bang my head on the table?
No. I don't have a problem with being in a world where things are taken seriously.
I don't
have a
either.
problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I can live in a world where both exist, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather live in a place in the future where things are taken seriously.
I'm a
Because the way I
jokester, man.
believe, right, and the way I see it is that most people who take things a little bit seriously, I'm not going to say that it says take it to heart, but takes it seriously, usually have a high level of respect.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't take anything seriously, I don't think that they respect you or respect how the outcome of those things are. So I definitely couldn't live in the one where people just was not taking.
Nah, I can't leave. I don't want to live in neither one of them, because sometimes you could take things over serious, too serious at times. I'm not saying it got to be a thing of jokes, but it don't always got to be a funny matter. That's what I'm trying to make clear. Like, you can be like, okay, now some people take things so serious sometimes, and it could be exaggerated too far, in my opinion, because you got to have that still. That's going to exist in either one. But I can't pick between them. I don't want all of them, both of them, neither one of them though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying to you. It has to be an even thing. That's all.
All right. So you ain't answering that one. All right, cool. Would you rather be the center of attention or go unnoticed?
I can go unnoticed all day. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see you too, Dom. You answered that right there. Do the right thing. The government that does the right thing. Yep. All right. The next one. Would you rather have a 1-minute conversation with your past self or your future self?
Future.
Okay. So you want to know what would you want to know? It's only 1 minute.
Simple question. You know who I am, so did I get everything I was looking for?
Okay.
And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean a particular thing, a particular source. The that I gain full peace? Am I at that area where I got full peace? Because I tell everybody all the time that that's all we really, really want in life, in my opinion, is to have perfect peace. If you have perfect peace, nothing, I mean nothing rattles you too much because not having enough money, not having too much money, you know what I mean? And the thing is, we always think that certain objects and things are the things that's going to give us the peace. Some people think being married or in a happy relationships, which they are very important. Some people believe it's all the money in the world that they need as something that they don't have to worry about. But at the same time, money is a resource, but it's just a resource. So you gotta perfect peace is, some people say some people poor and happy. Some people rich and happy. Some people poor and miserable. Some people rich and miserable. So that's why I think the real journey is just looking for the right peace, And that's my question. I would just ask, am I there yet? How old am I?
Would you rather in poverty or instill global peace?
Global peace. Poverty is something that some people, it's sad to say it, but some people enjoy it in their own way. Some people, because they're happy. Their riches are just happiness. Doesn't mean they're not poor and living in poverty. So, global, again, when I say, the reason why I say global peace, because in that mind frame, not 100%, but a lot of people may be at perfect peace, in which I was just speaking on.
Yeah. I think in that situation, I'm going to say poverty.
It makes sense though. Neither one of the answers is bad or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that I say poverty because if you're going to work on peace and I work on poverty.
And what that give you? Balance. It's Libra season. Let's go ahead and clap it up for that. It is Libra season.
Yeah. Would you rather live in a world where there is no crime or no privacy?
No crime. Because there's already no privacy with social media.
Okay. Well, I mean, it could be if you don't subscribe to social media, but
no,
it's kind of hard to exist in it.
No, what I mean is sometimes people could be in public and they've earned this position and this title of who they are, being public, just trying to be private, but somebody's recording them and say, look, there go Jay-Z and Beyonce right there on the beach. And everybody watch it 40,000 times. And all they want to do is have a moment on the beach. So, I'm not saying there isn't any privacy at all and it's impossible. But since we've been in this world, so I'd rather people just no crime and people be safe all the time, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Not meaning that you can't be private, but you can. But that's just how I look at it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I want to do two more, make them a little bit more lighthearted, Not that those was too heavy. I think that they were pretty good.
Great questions.
But funny one. Okay. Would you rather look at your mom's search history or your dad's?
That's the easy question for me. Mom, because she first of all, she's not here, so it'll give me some good memories. You know what I mean?
No question.
Right? That's just what it is. But I mean, she's here, but you know what I mean.
I know
moms,
what you mean.
yeah, moms. I think I would look at moms. Especially in our house. Pop ain't even, man. Pop Pop searches you. What time the game? Come on.
Absolutely.
Hey Google.
Absolutely.
Hey Siri. Hey Google. What channel? Not channel. What channel?
Yeah.
What channel is the awards, the Stella Awards coming on tonight? Is it BET? Oh shit! See? See how my Siri started talking?
Yeah, that's Pop. That's Pop saying, "Stop playing with me, yo." yeah. Okay.
Not channel. What channel?
All right. So,
Free said my dad is probably a freak. I got it from him.
Logs off.
Yeah, yeah, mine's too, man. Right, sis. I know. Big Gene, Papa Gene,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, what his search history would have been about.
yeah.
You know,
Mom wouldn't have one, in my opinion.
I
I
don't think.
mean,
I think she would if she. I'm assuming if that question was being asked, we were assuming that she had one, but technically in life, nah, she wouldn't have one. But that's what also makes it more appealing to me to see if what mom was searching because mom ain't care about nothing of that sort once she
right,
got home.
right. No question.
Yeah,
All right.
but you
Last.
but that's why I say. But you right, P. I mean, can I see mom's search history? She has two searches in the last 37
Yeah,
years. It'd be
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
it'd be what's my baby's phone number? Something like that. You know what I mean? Like me and you. You know what I mean? Like that's all it would have been.
Yeah. So, last one, man. Last one. Would you rather wake up in your underwear at work or wake up naked in the woods far away from the house?
Oh, draws at work, man. I ain't do naked in the woods. Hey, P, how we get there, man? We was talking about Marion Barry. We was talking about leaders. We was
Good looking.
talking. We
Right.
was
That's how
talking
we got
about
there.
next thing you know,
Yeah,
you
no,
in your
no.
drawers at work
Yeah.
or butt naked in the woods. Come on, man.
Because we was talking about Marion Barry. And
Yeah.
all of that was possible. He could have woke up in his drawers at the job or butt naked in the woods.
But his heart
He
was
actually,
pure.
and
His heart was definitely pure, and he was a leader. Doesn't take away from his soul and his heart. That's right, sis. I'm telling you,
yeah. So I'm gonna do
absolutely.
like you. If I had to absolutely pick one of the two, I'm definitely not butt naked in the woods. I'd be in
I'm
my
not
drawers to the job.
at
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Hey, man, I'm
So that's
sorry.
that's what it. Don't apologize.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Take us out of there, brother.
All right, we gonna get up on out of there. Let's go ahead and. That was another episode of Would You Rather. Now we're gonna get right back to the Porch Podcast because P has a smirk on his face.
Hey man, once again, just putting a wrap on this one, y'all. We just want to let it be known once again that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being stuck in your ways as long as you have the right mindset to understand that you know that there are other ways.
Right,
Don't be so stuck in your ways that you don't acknowledge that there are other ways.
right,
You can do some amazing things in this world by being you. You
right,
can do some even more amazing things by being open minded to the reality that there are other ways to get things done.
right.
That's just my spill on it, man. I believe, that we're gonna make some positive things happen, y'all. I think we keep having these conversations. I think that we keep having shows like this, and we keep talking it out. Eventually, we'll act on our conversations, and I just can't wait to see all of these things come together. But that's what I got for him this week. E, what you got, brother?
Uh, Thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody who's been tuning in, this is our 142nd episode right there, which is called the Porch Podcast. This is episode 142. Stuck my way. And just y'all can see a nice little picture of me and P right there. That was my birthday, about to be 2 years ago. Yep, right there here on the screen. But truth of the matter is this: each and every Tuesday live right here on Facebook, you can catch us. You can watch the replay immediately after. You know what I mean? For all my people who listen, you know what I mean? You can catch us on any of your favorite podcast and streaming sites like Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Audible, and wherever you hear them at. I'm sure it's there. You know what I mean? Where can they see us other than here, P?
Other than Facebook, you guys can catch us each and every Thursday, right at 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel, the Porch Podcast. For those who have not subscribed yet, what you waiting on? Please
Yeah.
click that subscribe button. You know what I mean? 142 episodes clear. We ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere up from here.
Yeah.
Make sure you click that, subscribe button. You hit the notification bell when you know all of the content is dropping. Everything, our little clips, our little shorts, and all those other things. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Like we said, each and every week, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to rock and hang out with your favorite brothers from the porch. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. This has been episode number 142.
142.
Stuck in my way.
Stuck in my
And
way.
we're going to make it, y'all. We're going to make it happen.
All
Y'all,
right.
thank you for tuning in. We see y'all next week.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.